as I killed my garden tour. We were getting too much interference, but we don't know if it's because I walked away from Wi-Fi and ended up in mobile land and then came back into Wi-Fi. But we went on the. We're just gonna go work and let this live run, and hopefully we're gonna check. It could be all the airplane traffic we're getting. Uh, I'll have Chris check that now. So enjoy the butterflies. There was one right on here. There's a little swallowtail. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
D. Okay, there's your jet here. So let's see if we're.
Chris is seeing if we're still twirling. I think I have the volume on still.
That's the old one. Okay.
Okay.
It twirled for a second and then it kicked in.
Oh, because it is the planes. It's the jets.
Yeah.
It is live. I did not mute it. So.
Okay.
Thank y'all for coming in. Gardening. The bees are doing some gardening and the butterflies are stopping in. I actually saw a monarch high up in the sky yesterday going directly southwest. So they're headed to Mexico for the winter. They're smart. I'm going to get some dwarf kale planted because I use it in a couple of dishes that I make. I'm going to throw some more carrots in. We'll see if we beat the hard freeze. They're underground, so they generally do well in the fall and winter. I'm going to plant these cabbage again. I got a Copenhagen market cabbage, and the other is a Japanese, I think it's Inoko cabbage. The Copenhagen market cabbage is supposed to be good in like 90 days. I have some Napa cabbage. I may put that in there with it. I don't know yet. I'm limited with the beds, but Chris will have another one. I'm going to try cilantro one more time, dang it. And if I can't grow it now, I don't think it'll ever grow in Georgia. I have a really difficult time with this. Maybe I'd do better indoors. So I don't know yet. We'll see. But you know, like I say, never give up. It could be the condition, it could be the time of year, it could be the soil. Several factors. So I am not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hit the like button, please. working up a sweat, y'all. Ooh, look at the monarch. I kicked him off. There was a purple flower that I don't like in the yard because it gets those little whirlwind things, seed carriers. And it was over here by the garden. I didn't want that spreading seeds into the new garden beds. So even though it was beautiful in bloom, I just cut it down and I kicked off the monarch. So I guess he found his way over here. Where she. Hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, please. I appreciate it. Hey, Jennifer. I appreciate it. We're out working. So, yeah, so I ended up, so I remember, maybe I'll take you all out there. But I keep losing signal when I go out that far. So I planted the Copenhagen cabbage and the enoki. Enoki is more like a imoko or something cabbage. It's a Japanese cabbage in the same bed as before. And I put a little bit of that cilantro in between since it likes cooler weather, which I don't get that. Why? Because tomatoes, peppers, and cilantro, all the things that go good together, don't all get ready at the same time. But anyway, so I put some cilantro in there to see if I have success there. And then on this bed to the right, if you can see my hand, that middle bed there is getting, what did I put in there? I put in a bunch of kale and I put in Napa cabbage. And then the longer bed that Chris is working on now, we're going to put beets and carrots in there. Half beets, half carrots. So that's what we're working towards. I should get the beets and carrots planted today. And here comes another monarch. And let those grow. And then Chris said he doesn't think he'll get that other bed finished today, the other long bed. And that's okay. I think I'm going to put broccoli in there. I'm not sure. But it's probably going to be broccoli because I can plant a lot in there. Come on and land, friend. Hang out. There you go. They really like the zinnias, but they like the daisy mums too, the monarchs and all the butterflies and pollinators. The last flower of the season, well, kinda. In Georgia, you can plant pansies and snapdragons right now. And ornamental cabbage is popular in landscapes, with the purples and whites. And yeah, Bimbo always called me Snapdragon. I don't know why. I never asked her why she called me Snapdragon. I miss her so much. Let me look while I'm here. I know. It's just crazy how much food you can grow. And that was a grocery store potato. Did you see the harvest this year, Jennifer? I think we got 14 pounds out of that four chickpeas, coconut milk, and Rotel tomatoes, what I put in it. And then I'm going to go grow the kale. But what I can do is I can cook the sweet potatoes and the chickpea, tomato, all that stuff. And then when I go to take them out of the freezer this winter as a side dish or as a main meal, I can just come out here and harvest the kale. And, oh, thanks for watching that video, Jen. But I can just come out here and harvest the kale or collards, whatever greens, and put it in the sweet potato dish that we like. So that monarch's landing on the magnolia over there. Not even on a flower, just on the leaf. So it must be putting out some kind of nectar on the leaf, maybe? I don't know. It's done blooming. But magnolias are evergreen. I like that that's a miniature magnolia or dwarf. The large ones, nothing grows under them. Trying to, Jennifer. We're not going to have any animals for obvious reasons. We're too old. They're too expensive. We don't have enough land to do that. It's not zoned agricultural. We could do chickens, but again, I like to travel. I like to come and go. I don't like getting up early for all the reasons, right? So we'll do this. Yeah, our goal is to try and at least grow all of our own fruits and vegetables. And so we're quite on the way to doing that. But when you look up how much garden, like how much do you have to plant to sustain one person or two, just do two people, divide it. Um, I don't know if they do one, but that's what we did. We figured out how much garden space we would need to live uh, for a year. My goal is to totally do away with um, uh, buying groceries, produce stuff. Beans. I just bought, did I buy black eyed peas? Black beans. I may have taken them off my list because they're so cheap anyway. And I was actually buying those for the food pantry. So, and I'll just share in this live a little bit of what I'm doing. So, with the money that we're saving in produce, I'm really trying to watch my spending too and cut back on what we buy because we do have a lot of produce. We've been really blessed this year. But let me just show you real what what I have going on here. So, and I encourage everyone to do this if they can't, and you need, take. But there's so many workers that between private company layoff, private company or corporate layoffs, private layoffs, federal layoffs, I have been collecting canned goods and buying like feminine products and cereal. Um, I've got cleaning products, but I'm thinking. I looked at my local food pantry for lists. Got canned goods. What is this? Rice-A-Roni. But I looked at the list of my local pantry, food bank, and they are wanting. Wow, I was shocked. They said they're desperate for macaroni and cheese and a bunch of stuff, but they have a list. So if you can check out your local food bank or call them and see what they're needing in your community. I know one thing that's always needed is feminine hygiene products, and I swear these Walmart bananas bring in fruit flies. But the food pantries, they really always need diapers, animal food, and feminine hygiene products. So contribute if you can. Also, diapers, adult diapers. So if you can contribute, if you need, please take advantage of the food banks. So I know they're, even the one near us has gotten it to where they check IDs and they check income. A lot of places now. So, because the need is so great. And I understand they don't want people going from community to community taking food and then reselling it or just hoarding it. Which brings to mind, it's also a good time to stock up. It's winter time, so especially in Georgia that always complain they can't get any milk because everybody grabs it. It is time to buy dry milk. It's time to, you can freeze milk. Start and too much and you can freeze milk. Freeze your bread. Get prepared. It's going to be a doozy, so they say. So now is the time. Feline, do you want to come over and send one of the kids over to pick one of these watermelons and tell me if it's ripe? Let me know. I don't know. You didn't tell me how that last watermelon was. But if you want, come get one of these watermelons, please. Please, please, please. I told Chris just to these bokino peppers here, like I said, aren't going to do anything. So he's just going to put them in the garden bed. He emptied a few of those, but it filled up so quickly because he had so much dirt in there. So I told him to use this dirt that didn't do well in the very, very bottom. Since most roots don't go below a foot anyway, and those are 2 foot deep. So that soil will end up on the very, very bottom and not even touch the vegetables. There's so much good soil in there. Ooh, this is it. I'm going to be able to plant carrots and beets in a minute. Watch that muscle man. Oh, I think his back is done. I asked him if he'd do another bed, but he said if my back will take it, I'll keep working. But I think that's it right there. It's the end of the back. It's the largest bed he's filled to date. I just saw a big grasshopper jump over there. Hello, Susan. How are you doing? I loved that you were going live more. I wish you would go live more. And it's so beautiful there in the spring. And you're like me. I tried walking out in the garden earlier and it died. I was just walking out to where Chris is out there loading the bed and and it could be the airplane traffic too. So I was fighting airplane traffic um, and distance. Yeah, the Hertzfield International Airport. It's the busiest airport in the world, and they are busy today. Busy, busy today. So, and I'm guessing too, people have been delaying flying as much as they can until things get back to normal, but I think they're just having to fly on weekends, giving up hope. But yeah, we look that we're definitely getting another batch of green beans if this 40-degree weather doesn't impair that in any way. But there are some that have not started blooming again. So those, once we hit back up into the 80s, those should produce fine. Oh, you know what? I don't have my data roaming on either. And that's probably what happened there. And I don't know how to get out of this to go fix it. I see a little arrow to the right. I'm going to try it. Oh, that's to share. Create a post. Mo. Go back. Can do the plus sign. Yeah, that's important, high country. And Christmas will get you a lot of watch views, but it'll give you a lot of trolls because the kids are out of school. So there are pluses and minuses to going live during Christmas. And the other thing about Christmas is all the kids, hmm, not all the kids, but the kids who get cell phones, they get on there right away because they're so savvy. They get those cell phones and they're doing lives with their new cell phones until their parents put the parental controls on. But that's a problem. So I always encourage people to put the parental controls on your kids' phones before you give them to them. Oh yeah, High Country Homestead. Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, more trolls bring watch hours. So that's a bonus. And sometimes I've seen, because I'm bad. I'll stay up late at night and when I can't sleep and watch lives, and that's when it's really bad because the kids are supposed to be in bed, but they're on their cell phones trolling. And but I see some YouTube creators will win over a troll, you know. So don't discount your trolls. They're just being kids. That's what I figure. And they give me views, they give me content, they boost my the big thing now is saying 67. It doesn't mean anything, you know. But people like making creators say it. It's so stupid. And why it's gone viral, I have no idea, but at least they're doing stupid stuff like that, you know. Cuz boy, was I over the Diddy thing. Holy cow, those trolls, like, they were insane, a whole new level. But the same trolls that did the Diddy thing are doing the 67 thing, so, you know. Even trolls, yeah. And I have YouTube. As you notice, you're the only moderator right now, High Country, because I took everybody off moderator status because I heard if you have too many moderators, it could look bad to the algorithm. And this makes sense, but I'm testing it. It may look bad to the algorithm and push less audience to your channel because it's YouTube sees as it being so volatile, you need so many mods to keep it in order. So I'm doing a test. Yeah, Jennifer, I have one more, and then I'm taking a break because I'm behind on editing with my recovery. I think the one I'm editing next is either because we did the taco stand last, Detroit. I think Motown's next, isn't it, honey? I just have to get it. I just have to get it edited. So Motown was a frickin' blast, and it was worth every penny to walk in the room where greatness had walked. It was amazing, and they had a Juneteenth event going on one day, so we left. So I think you can buy online. We just went directly there and bought. And then 5 o'clock was a good time because I guess a lot of people are getting ready to go to dinner or getting hungry and didn't want to do a tour at that time. We thought it was perfect. Um, but yeah, Motown was a blast. And I was so upset because my phone died at the very end, and I don't think Chris was doing video much either. So I was so disappointed in that. But what the content would have been copyright anyway, I think. Instead, that is terrible. I loved the Fisher building. That was like, let's go do this because we had time. I think that was waiting right before we went to Motown. I can't remember. It all becomes a blur once. That's the problem of editing so late after you do an event at my age. You forget everything. So, but yeah, I we loved Detroit. We loved every minute of it. There's so much more we would love to have done. There just wasn't the time. Just wasn't the time. So, Pioneer Village sounded interesting. What else would I do if I went back? I think I would do the whole Fisher building tour. I think I mentioned that in the description. You can schedule a tour for the Fisher building. We did not just because, like I said, it was impromptu. I love driving through neighborhoods, no matter where we are, or even when we've been like in Paris, we would do the metro and stuff. And I did not like the metro. I didn't not like having no sense of direction, if that makes sense. Kind of like from an aerial view, landmarks to pinpoint certain areas. And so I missed that in Paris. So the next time we went, I told Chris, I'm like, let's just ride the buses, which I absolutely loved because we could see everything, and if there was something that looked interesting, we would just have the bus stop and we would get off and then we would do whatever and then wait for the next bus and go on. So um, I would have liked to have gone into that bead museum. I would have liked to have done more of the street art stuff that they have going on. Uh, the library would have been cool to go into. Uh, Downtown, we didn't walk around downtown on the river on the lakefront. Uh, would have liked to have done the Edison House. So just so much to do. Oh wow, that's really cool, Jennifer. Thanks. It's kind of hard. Yeah, high country's in Australia, in beautiful highlands. Oh gosh, I bet the cows are loving. I hope you get a lot of rain so that grass grows fast. I'm sure the cows are loving it. Man, let me tell you, the sirens have been crazy here lately. They have been out of control. Yeah, Detroit is a pretty cool city, High Country Homestead. And then right outside of that is all farmland. Like, and a lot of fishing and wineries and yeah, a little bit of everything. Oh, another jet coming in. So I really did love Detroit. And that's the other thing. I did have one glass of Michigan wine up in the Upper Peninsula, but it would have been cool to go to the wine area of Michigan as well. But I hear that they're being very competitive with France right now, more so than even California, with the wines they're growing. So that's awesome. Yeah, Long Island's like that. They have a lot of orchards, and but the wine that's grown on produced, pardon me, on Long Island never even reaches like outside of New York State. I'd love to come to Australia too, but dang those trips. I have enough Sky Miles, but that's a long, long flight. Oh my gosh. And if I'm going that far, of course, I'd have to go to like New Zealand and Fiji and oh my gosh. Don't even get me started. Get this party started. It looks like Chris is almost ready for me to plant beets and carrots. And then I'm going to run the sprinkler once I get those done. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I'd love to go to Detroit again. I'd love to see more of the Upper Peninsula as well. We only went to Munising. Uh, so it would have been nice to go further north and west there. That was a whole nother vibe of people up there. Holy cow. The hale and hearty stock, as they say. Another monarch. I'd been growing parsley, but I've been so busy, y'all. But the swallowtails love the parsley. And you know who I miss? I miss Debbie and Dave. What happened to Debbie and Dave? I almost don't even want to know. I did not go to Frankenmuth. That's another place I would like to go. And that's over near Vinny's area too. So Vinny was busy, so we couldn't hook up on this trip. And I think uh, oh my gosh, what's the name? Spirit in the Sky Blue. She was not either. I don't know that she wasn't busy, but we kind of had just met, so maybe she was a little weird about like trying to hook up with me. So we did go to Pontiac. That's where I met Q Stead Q. So we didn't get around too much of Pontiac though. Pretty much the exit. We went to a restaurant there. Went to the hospital to pick up Q. She got discharged. Well, we didn't go to pick her up. We went to visit her and they discharged her while we were there. So that worked out well. We were able to get her home. You know, we had to put some of her stuff in our car since she had been in the hospital for a while. So we got her home and settled, and we took her lunch at the hospital. And then we went on up to the UP. So that was a long drive because we had lunch, and then I want to say we left there about 1 o'clock. So we didn't get up to Munising until we stopped for a dinner right before the Mackinac Bridge at Annie's. And then we went on to Munising. We didn't even get up there till 10 o'clock, and it was still daylight by the time we got there. It was crazy. And the highest it got, I think it got up to, did we have one day of 70? But the rest of the time it was in the 60s. We were there. And that was crazy to me being the, end of June. It was the last week of June by the time we got up there. Yeah, Vinny is in Cleo, I think, too. Oh, wow, Jennifer. That is Chris was just amazed. He's like, there's nothing out here. I'm like, there are driveways. You just can't see them. You have to look carefully to see a driveway. I said, but there are plenty. You just got to look for the mailboxes. I don't know. I don't even think there were any mailboxes now that I look back. But there were just things we don't see here, like uh, the fire hydrants with the big and like fiberglass things on them, so that when the snow is so deep that the fire department can find the fire hydrant. That was weird. It took me a while to figure it out. I was like, is that a utility where they're putting like these small antennas on the fire hydrants? And then I realized what was going on. It took me a while. I'm not too bright. Yeah, I don't drive it. Well, and then, so if you remember, that was right before my cataract surgery, and I do all the driving on vacations because Chris drives like insane amount of miles to work every day. So I always drive vacations. And I was just hoping that I wouldn't have him drive that last mile because he's not moose or deer savvy. That would terrify me. Uh, but yeah. And that was a funny thing. I don't think we saw any deer until we got into Wisconsin, maybe. I don't know. But even the drive from like Detroit out of Pontiac into uh, up to Mackinac was beautiful with all the farms and everything. But I was just surprised to see how late everything was. Did you find a diamond ring?
An earthworm.
An earthworm, awesome. I love it when it comes with
Quite a few regulars in this little dirt.
oh, maybe pass some on to the other ones. You see one or two, maybe they'll be male, female. Throw it in the other beds because there's no way for worms to get in there in the other beds, and they're great at tilling the soil and keeping it loose. Loose as a goose. Now remember, I've already planted in those new beds.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, sorry. Don't mess it up too much now. That's why I had those seed packets there. Because before I end this live, I'm going to go, it's probably going to twirl, but I'm going to go out there and video so I know what I planted.
I can run down to Ace. I know they have it. If they don't have the 2 feet width, I can get a different size and improvise. So I'll just go ahead and get that.
All right.
Their mouth straight anyway.
All righty then. Muscle man, go for it. Oh, I think you need a hearty dinner tonight.
What's that?
I think you need a hearty dinner tonight.
Okay, good. That's it.
So, what are you going to pick up?
You gotta bring all the ingredients home for beef Wellington. I know you cannot.
I've been craving a beef Wellington. I don't have the filet mignon or the mushrooms.
Okay.
I have everything else. Maybe we should do another beef Wellington for Thanksgiving. Because I could do everything and freeze them, and then all they have to do is go in the oven to finish baking. Because I could do everything and then freeze the Wellingtons and then just take them out and let them thaw. And that way they just have to be baked Thanksgiving. I need to harvest while you're doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up a little bit fuller, but it's pretty well full.
It's good enough for beets and carrots.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've got to, if I get the other bed going, I can just top up a little bit when it's finished.
All right, I'll go out there, plant the beets and carrots. Me and Jenny, we like peas and carrots. All right. I'll be back, folks. Duty calls. What do I do with those seeds? Yeah. Over there. There. All right. It's a plant. Get the plant. Can't believe he's going to do that other bed. I'm so grateful. Oh my gosh. That mean we're done here. Well, I say done. We're going to have to take out everything that's done.
Yep. Yeah. It's that same butterfly, I think. It was here earlier today. Pretty.
I really should have planted the another round of beets and carrots earlier, but you know, again, it's me. So the beets we are planting are Detroit. Detroit, dark red, medium tops. It's what I always plant. They're so good. And carrots, I did these gnats, half long. So half the bed's beets, half the bed's carrots on the long beds. What is this? Something. Napa cabbage. Yes, Napa cabbage. That went in on the right. Kale went in on the right. Look at all those seeds. I have so many seeds. Hope you see it. Cilantro went between the Copenhagen cabbage and the Miko cabbage, which are these. They got planted in the short bed straight back. Let me show you what those Japanese cabbage are. They are called Imiko cabbage. So they look like a Savoy, not Savoy, like a Napa. That's a Japanese hybrid, 57 to 60 days to maturity. So that'll be ready around the end of December. End of December. We may have an Asian Thanksgiving or Christmas. We'll see. Now I need to harvest. Time to harvest. And for those who were not here earlier, this is we pulled a beet. So this is the beet we got. This is my hand. So it's a nice size beet. And then this is the carrot that we got. I only pulled one of each. But now I'm looking at that beet. I'm like, this sure looks good. I like uh, I like eating the leaves, doing a salad with the leaves of the beets, and then roasting the beet and putting it on top. It's my favorite way. But I guess you can. I've never had cooked beet greens, but I guess you can do that too. So put that back in. I'm quite pleased with these. These are actually the easiest carrots and beets we've ever grown, and it's all due to that soil. All right, Chris harvested persimmons earlier, so I'm not going to go back to the orchard, but I am getting ready to harvest. Hey, Ann, how are you doing? How's your weekend? People are coming and going because I'm coming and going. Good seeing you all, though. Thanks for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Ann Baker, I'm trying to catch up. So, did you just get cast in another movie or commercial or what? I saw something to that effect, but I'm just trying to like get by in life right now. I'm just so ridiculously busy. And my arm being not good, I'm going to pay for this today. My doctor's like, you need to stop. You're overdoing it. Like, you got to do something with the food. You don't grow it all year just to like let it go to waste. And sure, Crisc is like a lot of that okra gets oversized to be honest, but I found oversized okra if you roast it, it's very edible. It's still good. So I've been playing with that because Chris, by the time he gets home now, it's almost dark and he's starving. So we're speaking of starving, I'm starving. Um, I haven't eaten today, and I probably need to hydrate. Let me hydrate while I'm sitting here. Hold on, let me go get some water, or better yet, Gatorade, and then I'll do that. Go ahead and get Chris a Gatorade. He'll be back in a minute. Oh my goodness. So, I haven't eaten today yet. I'm hungry. Getting hungry. Burning calories and not eating. Story of my life. All right. Gatorade. My favorite Gatorade. I drink the zero, but I love this glacier cherry. Oh my gosh. Why don't they sell it by itself? in the cases, you know. Ugh. I mean, we go through about three cases of Gatorade a summer, at least. Maybe four this year. Oh my goodness. And this has no calories, so that's not helpful. Yeah, hopefully we'll get rid of a couple watermelon today. They're funny because they don't look ripe, but they're very ripe. They're pinkish color inside. They're not very deep red, but they are very sweet. Oh my goodness, how come there's always so much I want to do and not enough time? So much. I just noticed the white mulberry has lost all of its leaves. The it looks like the red mulberry has some of its leaves left. Mm. I went by Lidl the other day. They have their bulbs in. I don't know, what is it, a 25 pack of daffodil? Like the yellow with the orange cups. I love those. Love the contrast. They always have really good deals on bulbs. I think Chris is back. Is that a lizard? Or true frog? Or neither? I got you some Gatorade.
They only carry the 3 foot wide, but I can just do it the other lengthwise instead of widthwise.
It's a lot of cutting.
And
But at
then
least it's in 3 foot sections and not in 2 foot sections.
what's that?
At least it's in 3 foot sections and not 2 foot
Right.
sections.
No, 2 foot would be ideal because that way I could just do that lengthwise and it'd be one cut. Now I'm gonna have to do like 2 cuts, but or maybe three. I can even use the one that I've got already. So
It'll be 2 cuts.
yeah.
Just remember to put the twirling in
Down.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did they have that finer mesh this time, or is it the bigger mesh?
It's the finer. It's a 1/4 inch. It's tiny.
I kind of like that better
It's good.
now
Yeah.
because I think I paid $20 for the last roll.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's. I don't know. I think this might be the last one we need. We'll see.
Get you a Gatorade.
Yep.
Hydrate. I'm getting ready to go out and harvest some.
Okay.
There are green beans to be picked too.
Yeah, it's gonna be some work.
Oh, so everything's planted now.
Oh,
The
outstanding.
beets, carrots are planted, the cabbages, the kale.
Good. All that programming has been put in there.
I'm gonna put broccoli in the next one you build.
Okay. Cool. That'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be very good. Hey, and then we can start building the next cedar bed.
The,
Although I wonder if they would take that. Do you think they would take that lumber back?
well, I can. Well, I want to set those two up before we do that. Might as well get as many of the easy ones in production.
No, because what I was thinking, instead of putting that's like $300 worth of lumber,
It is.
right? We could just buy another one of those, but like a tall 30-inch bed in these
Okay.
with
Yeah.
that kind of money.
Right. Right.
Or we just do away with all those beds and put down all new beds.
Well, we could tear. Well, like basically, put a new one in with on that near right corner.
This is what I'd prefer doing though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this stuff is growing so well.
Okay.
And we already have those beds there. So we already have the dirt and everything, basically.
Yeah. The metal
Kinda.
beds are nice. I mean, it's you know.
They're really nice. But what I was thinking is at this point, now that we have that job done, I still want to do all that though.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking like if I could take that lumber back,
Mm-hmm.
right, and us get our money back,
Right. Right.
and we have these gardens in now, finish work on those, and then Christmas, go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
4 30-inch raised beds or more
Okay.
for over there.
Yeah.
We could get more in if we um, turn them the other way.
Okay.
And do like 1 2 3 4 5 6 beds there,
Mm-hmm.
but put in the ground cover so that you're not having to weed and do all that work over there. You just have the fence line to tackle. We could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to go like one item at a time.
I know, one item at a time, but so do we, because those are falling apart.
Right. Yeah.
And we can continue to like reinforce them and everything, but at this point, I'd just assume have those metal beds there too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and we can kind of disassemble them one at a time while we're putting in the new ones, and then that way it creates a space for the next one to go in, and
Yeah.
yeah, those have 280,000 miles on them. So
They do. We've gotten a lot of use out of those. We made our money back on those for sure. As many years as we've had them now.
mm-hmm.
So, and then some.
Yep.
But I'd rather send that, instead of doing that work
Mm-hmm.
for that one bed that's going to be newer than those 3 beds.
Mm-hmm.
So, meaning it's going to last longer, be around longer. I don't know. I go back and forth.
Yeah. So kind of time to reflect on it, and I'll get.
Well, now's the time to build the other bed if we're going to build the other bed because the
Mhm.
weather is cooler.
Yeah.
Or go on and get the ground garden done and that fencing, and that's a major undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking, like now, if we're just talking about laying down this dirt, that's still a major financial undertaking and physical undertaking. I don't know. We can do
Yeah.
one row at a time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The best way to proceed, I think, is to get the metal beds in where they need to be, and then
Well, there's only one left to do. So I'm already thinking of the next step
okay.
because I'm a woman and I multitask because that's how we're built. I'm already thinking of the next task before it's time to do it. It's amazing that women live as long as they do.
Well, they outlive men by 7 years.
It's amazing though, with that kind of stress that we deal with.
It's a hormonal thing. Just
Because
balance
just
for
raising
longevity.
kids, you have to be able to think of the next step. You always have to be thinking ahead. You always have to be, and since, traditionally women, like, have been the major caregivers through evolution,
Well, and then
we're
women aren't
just,
dying in childbirth so much anymore, and
well, they
and
weren't.
overall health mortality is
They
going
weren't.
up. But,
Georgia has one of the worst birth mortality rates there is in the country. It's ridiculous. It's been a problem for decades. My dad was on a committee for lowering mortality rate in childbirth at one point.
let me get that lining in the bottom of that bed.
My dad was such a good woman advocate. He really was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's another butterfly. Well, that's the same one that goes away and comes back.
I don't
Comes
know.
back.
You get that beet leaf off the zinnia there. You may want to land there. Thanks. All right, time for me to go harvest. Time to harvest. Time to harvest. Hit the like button, please. I really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out. Oh, I'm watching the fruit of our labors. I almost stabbed my toe. Yeah. All right. I got the broccoli loud, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to plant the, well, I don't know. I'm torn. We'll do that. Because I'm not sure how well, like, seeds would come up. Just, looking at it.
I'll see if I can use this one.
In a pretty hefty bag here. We had way more green beans than we thought, and some tomatoes here, but we'll weigh them in a minute, do our weekly weigh-in of vegetables. Welcome. Please subscribe, thumbs up or welcome. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get this batch in the house. Now I'm going to go back out and get peppers. Pepper time, pepper time. Ah, it's nice in the shade. harvest number 2. Incoming. Second harvest. This is peppers and 2 more tomatoes. Oh, I'm back. How about that? Oh, I'm back. How about that? Hello, hello. Which live am I on? I'm live. I don't know why. I think it's the airplanes that are messing up my lives here. All right, let's do, we're going to do, oh, I got you the wrong way. Let's do, oh, wait. I may stop and restart. I might get more people if I do that. So let me do that. Hey, Lulu, I'm going to stop and restart and do, so I can retitle it and break up my lives a little bit by subject. So hopefully after play, I get a little bit more incoming folks watching. So let me do that and I'll be back.